Welcome to Presearch's Privacy Reviews. On today's episode, we're going to cover Twitter. Twitter has been involved in multiple controversies, which mostly include free speech debates. However, they have never had a major data breach, and by its very nature, it does not have a stranglehold on user information. But let's check out their privacy policy before we come to any major conclusions. The first section is information you share with us. Twitter states that you don't have to create an account to use some of our service features, such as searching and viewing public Twitter profiles. If you do choose to create an account, you must provide us with some personal data, such as a display name, a username, a password, and an email address or phone number. This is perfectly normal and is a general requirement of most websites with a profile-based service. They then go on to state the following activity on Twitter is public. Profile information, your time zone, language, when you created your account, your tweets with date, time, application, and version of Twitter, your location if you choose to set it in your tweets or Twitter profile, the lists you create, people you follow, people who follow you, the tweets you like or retweet, tweets you're mentioned in, and photos you may be tagged in. It's important to note that the majority of your activity is indeed public, unless you set your Twitter profile to private. This could have major repercussions if you retweet or like the wrong content, or even follow a person who posts the wrong kind of content. Twitter clarifies this when they say, "You are responsible for your tweets and other information you provide through our services, and you should think carefully about what you make public, especially if it is sensitive information. If you update your public information on Twitter, such as by deleting a tweet or deactivating your account, we will reflect your updated content on Twitter. If you posted some content you regret in the past, it is possible to get rid of that content, so you should go through your Twitter account with a fine-tooth comb." The second section is additional information we receive about you. Twitter has a list of the additional information they may pull from you without you realizing it, such as location information from signals such as your IP address or device settings, keeping track of how you interact with links, including in emails and tweets that appear in other services, through cookies and similar technologies to collect additional websites usage, information about when you view content or otherwise interact with Twitter services, e.g. when you log in, interactions with email notifications, and authentication. Log data including your IP address, browser type, operating system, the referring web page, pages visited, location, mobile carrier, device ID, search terms, and cookie information. Ad partners and affiliates may share information about you such as browser cookie IDs, mobile device IDs, email addresses, demographics, interest data, and content viewed. This is a staggering level of information that is pulled from you rather than information you just push to them. However, most of this is classic data used to improve services from a development perspective. What is worrying is the ad partners section. Twitter is collecting information about you from ad partners and affiliates that you have no control over, such as your demographic information, your age, your gender, your location, and interest data. Interest data could be quite literally anything, such as whether you like skateboarding or surfing, whether you like playing video games or watching Netflix, and whether you lean left or right politically. Twitter uses your tweets to generate a persona based on what you tweet, whose tweets you like and who you follow. As was said before, be very careful of how you conduct yourself on the surface, as they could build a misleading profile based on the information that is present. The third section is information we share and disclose. Twitter shares or discloses your personal data with your consent or at your direction, such as when you authorize a third-party web client or application to access your account, or when you direct us to share your feedback with a business. In layman's terms, when you authorize another service to access your tweets, such as TweetDeck, Twitter is not responsible for the information they get once you consent, clicking yes. It is always recommended you are careful with who you share that kind of information with. To this stage, I would never authorize a secondary application unless I was absolutely sure it was a legitimate and secure service. Twitter goes on to say, "We may preserve, use, or disclose your personal data if we believe that it is reasonably necessary to comply with a law, regulation, legal process, or governmental request, to protect the safety of any person, to protect the safety or integrity of our platform, including to help prevent spam, abuse, or malicious actors in our services, or to explain why we have removed content or accounts from our services, to address fraud, security, or technical issues, or to protect our rights or property or the rights or property of those who use our services." As expected, and what seems to be incredibly consistent among social media platforms, Twitter is readily available to hand over all of your information to the authorities in whatever situation they deem appropriate. The issue with this is twofold. Number one, Twitter is obligated under subpoena to hand over that information to the US government, for instance, lest they risk the ire of the government. And number two, They give a very broad definition of when they can disclose your information, e.g., to protect the safety of any person. The problem here is these are very broad definitions. How do you define the safety of any person? How do you define malicious actors? This is an umbrella under which they can part with your information at their discretion, and seems incredibly common among social media platforms that they feel no obligation to provide any sort of privacy defense for your information in difficult situations. So what's the verdict? Twitter has no history of privacy abuse to my knowledge, and apart from the conventional log data collection they partake in, they rely solely on you pushing your information to them via tweets and retweets, rather than just ripping the information from you. For this reason, I give them a 3 out of 5 rating, but still recommend everyone to check out their privacy settings so they can fine-tune the service for themselves. This video is sponsored by and made for Presearch. Presearch is a decentralized search framework that doesn't collect your personal information. They provide access to over 80 different search providers, including Twitter, while allowing you to earn Presearch rewards just for searching. Even if you don't care that Presearch doesn't collect your data, they offer the benefits of all the best search engines combined for fast and convenient results. Go to presearch.org and start earning rewards today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel to make sure you get to see every single privacy review released every Wednesday at 7 p.m.